Okay, so I just got this switch in. I want to plug it in the car and see if the running light position actually turns on the running lights on this car. Because my car came with just the on and off headlight switch, and the daytime running lights were enabled through the ECU to always be on. So I had to disable that. I'm going to have to disable the daytime running lights so that I can have the halos on and without the projectors being on. So I'm just going to see if this is plug and play. I just ordered this switch. This is like the European style switch. This has chrome on it. My car is all black actually, but I think this is fine for now. I think I only paid like $13 for this switch, so let's just see if it actually works. It's got the same kind of connector, but I'm going to go in the car and put it in and then see if the running lights will work without the headlights being on. Push in, rotate, push in and rotate. All right. Oh, that's it. You just pull it out. Oh, cool. Look at that. Oh, shoot. What was that switch? But, yep, there's that. Alrighty. Which way does this go? Okay, so at least it's plugged in. Appears that it's right. Alright, let me go check outside. Let's see here. Okay, so auto I know I don't have, but there's running lights. And it is correct. Okay, it looks like that's correct. It's just the running lights. Very good. Alright. Now if I turn the headlights on, let's see if that's correct. Oh shoot. Alright, well maybe it's off because the car's not running. Alright, I better start the car and check this. Let's do that. Shut the headlights off. Okay, keys in the car. Auto. Looks like auto turned something on. Let's see what auto did. Okay, auto looks like it turned on the lights, the main headlights, and the running lights are on. Okay. Okay, we go to running lights. Oh wow, we saw that definitely turn off. Awesome. Okay, so there is the running lights. Definitely correct. And headlights on. Yes, sirree. Right on. There's the normal headlights. Perfect. All right. Let's turn the brights on. High beams. And we are go. Perfect. Okay, so it's simply just adding that switch. Exactly what I needed to be able to turn my halos on. Alright, so here's the Spec-D light, and I mean, I think it looks freaking awesome. But as I've already seen, because I had them on the car, these projectors totally suck. They are distorted, there's bright spots, there's dark spots. I mean, it was like I really couldn't even drive with these things on. So that's why I'm doing the retrofit. Also, these halos are so dim. I mean, you can see them, but they're not going to be anything like the TRS LEDs. The turn signal, I'm happy with that. That's fine. I think the bulb might be a little bit cheap. But these LEDs rock. They're super bright and white. This bar, though, again, is very dim and yellowish. And so we're going to put at least a little 3-inch LED TRS strip behind here. Morimoto strip behind here, and get this to light up somewhat better. So we need to take this apart. When I put this together, when I put this on the car, the instructions had said to make sure that it was sealed around the edges and to add extra silicone, and so I did, so because I didn't want to get moisture in the lens. So now I've got to tear this off right here and tear this whole light down, put it in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything off. Oh, I guess this is good stuff to look at here, though, too. This is the HID setup that we're going to remove. And you know, one good thing about this lighting, buying this light set, this Spec-D light set, is that it came with a Volkswagen electrical plug, and it's almost fully populated. There's only one pin that's missing, and I know that on my connector I think I only have 6 of these. So a couple of these I don't even really need them, but you can wire them however you need to if you want to drive something else. It's probably for the fog light set, I don't know, maybe some other lights, but all the wires do separate out and or run somewhere on here. So I'm going to be pretty good with I'm really happy that I can use this connector, and I can get whatever I need done with this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this back down. This is how I rewired it when I first got the light set. You know, I tried to make the wiring harness as nice as possible, because there's a lot of connections here, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and start popping these lights out and tearing this thing down. There's the little LEDs. They actually look like little crees. I'm going to take these transformers off, these little voltage converters. Those are for the LEDs. And I think the other one there is that's for the lower lights down here, which are what, the halos. Okay, so the halos, you just pull out. They all got little rubber grommets or whatnot that sort of seep in. Okay, the halo. Pull the high beam connectors out. And it's tight. You might just want to take the whole thing off here. Yeah, I might have to pull this one out. Yeah, I'm just going to pull the bulb out. It's easier. Pull the ground. Pull the top light bar bulb out. That's a real incandescent bulb. And then the HID, we'll pop that out. Don't want to mess it up. Okay, got all that fun stuff off. I'm going to lock this back. And this one. Let's see, what else are we missing here? Alright, so I'm going to put all this in a Ziploc baggie. So here's all the stock wiring that I resoldered. Now I'm going to have to cut it apart and do it all over again. Leave that over here on the side. Let's take a look here. So we're going to set the oven to 275 while I'm doing this. You want to make sure you don't scratch this housing. Looks like there might even be a mark on there already. What else is there? I believe this is the stock lens, or not necessarily stock lens, but it has all the all the safety markings, and there's all kinds of markings actually in the plastic, if you can see them. So I think this is a real lens. I mean, I don't know what all these things mean. It does say SAE dot, and it does have some other part numbers on it, but I believe that this housing will last me. Even if this lens does mess up, I might end up clear coating it, shoot a clear coat over it, but I saw I can buy lens covers from Germany, and I could just hopefully it'll be exactly the same thing, and I can just replace it if I ever had to, if it starts fading out or something. There is a piece of rubber on this mount, but I don't think I can get that out, so I'm going to leave that in. There's a piece of rubber down in here that sort of keeps this weather tight. Alright, so as soon as this is done, we will throw this in the oven for about 7 minutes and then pull it apart. Okay, so the oven is at 275, and I'm going to set this timer to what, 7 minutes probably? Let's see if I can get this in here. I'm scratching it up. Ooh, it's warm. Goodness gracious. Oh shit, that's the best way to get this in here. Probably right like that. Not touching anything. Okay. Start the timer. 7 minutes. What the? Okay, so it's in there. We got a little bit of time to go. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Alright. So I've got about 30 seconds. I'm going to use a leather glove, hopefully so it doesn't burn my hands, and an oven mitt, because that's all I got. I can't find the other glove. Timer off. Let's pull this sucker. Oh damn, it feels soft. Oh goodness. Let's get on it. Where do I need to get? I would say let's start somewhere down here. Right. Here's good. Good. So, let's do it. There it is. Pull apart. Nothing touching anything in here. Alright. Alright, so this, I'm going to let this cool off. This plastic insert in here actually is partially glued around the perimeter. So, I need to hurry up and get this off. I'm going to go ahead and make this on my hand. Anyways, there it is. Okay, I do not want anything getting inside this lens or on here. Looks like I did. Oh shit! Got a big old mess right there. Oh fudge. Alright, how am I going to get this off? Okay, well I'll have to take a look at this more later, but I'm going to go ahead and disassemble some of this. I need to get these halos out of here, and they just got some little clips in here that you've got to push through.
Yeah. Oh, you turned into the camera.
So they got little dabs of silicone here holding them on. I'm going to go ahead and break the silicone bead and then try to push the halo out to the other side. Okay. So there's one. And you can see these are just plastic rings that the little lamp plugs into to light up. But like I said, they're not very bright. Maybe a brighter LED would help, not sure. Alright, so I actually got some goop on here. And on this chrome here, and in here, and what I've seen is that even when I'm using the heat gun to try to take this off and wipe it, this paint is very cheap and it wipes right off. So I'm going to go ahead and keep trying to take this down, remove this off of here, and then put some new paint over the top of it and see what that, put some flat black over it, some flat black trim paint, see if that'll hide it and make it look decent. Alright, so I got some goop on here when I pulled this cover off of here, and this freaking glue stuff is a bitch to get off. The heat gun was probably the best way to do it, but what I found out is that these headlights, I guess they're plastic, right? This is all plastic, and it has some kind of chrome paint on it, I guess underneath. And then what they did is when they blacked this out, all they did was spray some black paint over the top of this fake chrome paint. And so when I started wiping and trying to clean, I started smearing the paint around, and I could see the chrome underneath. So I just wiped this down smooth, fairly smooth here, and I used this goof off. It turns out this stuff actually does remove the sealant for the lens cover. It does remove it, but at the same time you can see it takes the black paint right off of this sucker. So, you know, I can tell that this is just some crappy black flat paint. So I'm going to repaint this black. I'm going to mist this black back over. I'm going to use this duplicolor trim paint. I've used this before on car parts like mirrors and things, just like it shows on here. And this should give me exactly the same dull black look. And I'm just going to rework these areas, and we'll see how it looks in the end. But what I'm going to try, what I hadn't tried before, except for years ago, and didn't work very well, but I'm going to try this right now. Where I was wiping the this chrome, it started wearing through, and you can see there's black plastic underneath. Hopefully you can see that. So I am going to try to use this duplicolor chrome on this piece here and see what kind of finish I get. If the finish looks like crap, then I'm just going to have to go ahead and black this out. I'll use the black trim paint and black this little eyelid out, and I'll have to do it on the other light as well, which sucks, but I don't really have a choice. So right now, that is the plan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape all this off, wipe this down a little bit more, and go ahead and try spraying the chrome first, and then if that works, then I'm going to spray the black. Okay, so let me set it up. Okay, so I've got this chrome piece taped off. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it here, and let's see what happens. Okay, well, sort of a more of a silvery aluminum kind of look. You know, it's not bad, but I'm gonna have to get the other headlight over here and compare the two. Let's see. What I'll probably have to do is at least shoot the other one too to make a match. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm just going to shoot it black. I don't know. Let me look at the other one. Okay, so I don't know about that chrome, so I roughed it up, cleaned this off some more, and I'm just going to shoot the flat black over this. So I'm going to have to do the same thing on the other light to make it match. Alright, so this is the Spec-D projector housing, And what we need to do is copy and create this exact same type bracket for the new projectors so that they can bolt in, be a direct bolt in, and use the same adjustment screws, adjustment mechanisms. So we need to duplicate these little square tabs here on the corner, and I'm going to start off by doing that. And so let's take this thing apart. Hopefully, I bought some aluminum sheets that hopefully will work for this. I think they're thick enough. I could have bought thicker, but all I really need to do is just make sure it wasn't going to bend when the light was installed. Okay, so let's see what's in here. Alright, so there's the 4 screws. Alright. Let's see what's in here. Oh yeah, that's the projector cutoff. See, these don't look too high quality. I don't know. Maybe they don't need to be that high, but I can see sort of imperfections in this lens, or not this lens, but this reflector. And I guess this was the cutoff, and that's what the stock lens looks like. Interesting. Okay, so this is the aluminum sheet I bought, and this one happens to be 0.032 inches thick by 4 inches by 10 inches. So hopefully I can make about 2 of these, and this was only about $2.10, as you can see. So hopefully I can get both brackets out of one of these. Alright, so let's see how this fits in here. It looks like it's going to be pretty easy to make this work. I'm going to pop this other little clip out of here. Okay, that's out. And that's what we're trying to save. Trying to put into the new piece of metal. So, looking at it here on this piece of metal right here, now I'm pretty sure I can be a little bit larger. I should probably go double check that. But I'm a little worried that if I cut it exactly to these dimensions right here on the corners, that's not going to be very strong. So I'm going to go a little bit larger around the perimeter. Alright, so let me okay, so now that that's marked off, I could go ahead and trim this, but I think I'm going to leave it all as one piece, and I'm going to set up my Dremel and cut out these cutouts here, and go ahead and do these right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just mark and cut out the second one. And just try to do these all at the same time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this pick, because this is soft aluminum, to poke out these corners on these cutouts, and just give me something to start with so I can drill a pilot bit in here. Alright, so just as a double check, this is the inside of the housing, the Spec-D housing. And so you can see that it's got 3 attachment points inside of here. And so you can see that even with this aluminum plate, if I cut it larger, it has plenty of room to move around in here. It's got plenty of clearance on all sides, so that's not going to be a problem. In this corner here. And there it is, totally recessed. Okay, looks like I might need to put a little washer in here too, because it's not thick enough. We'll have to look at that when we assemble the other housing. This may not be thick enough, because these little standoffs in here, these little alignment pegs actually stick up higher than the aluminum. So I might have wanted to use a thicker piece of aluminum, or I could double this one up maybe. But I'm gonna wait and see, because I might just put a washer of some type on here. We'll see. Okay, so here's this bracket that I trimmed out. And here's the internal part of the light housing. You can see that this bracket will lock in, it does line up. And here is the Morimoto Mini H1 projector housing. And left-hand drive. Let's open this up and take a look. Oh, that's small. Whew. And a bunch of attachment brackets and whatnot. Most of that I won't be using, because I've got to make my own custom bracket. And this is small. Wow. Okay. Alright, so what we need to do is, you know what, I know this was centered. Okay, so here's the original light. Man, the housing is huge on this. The glass looks like, the lens on this looks like it's about a little bit larger. Oh, and it's definitely shaped a little bit different. Let's see if I can even see that in here in this video. But, alright. I've got to take apart this housing on the Morimoto, and then it looks like to me, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to center it on this bracket over here. So this might be a little tricky, but let's take a look at this and see what happens here. Okay, I'm going to be careful with all this assembly. Oh gosh, yeah, this is crazy. Don't want to damage any of this. Alright, so I'm going to put the lens back in the bag just to protect it. Back in the box. And I definitely don't want to damage this assembly, the shutter assembly for the bi-xenon. I'm just going to set it right here. And then I believe when we were just looking at that, oh yeah, I should double take and look at that. Do a double take. Okay, so this is shutter. This is the bottom part then. Not bad. Yeah, this is going to be really nice. This isn't going to be too bad at all. Huh. Look at that. Okay, so here's the bracket, and I took a closer look at how this shutter works. And it looks like the standard projector lenses, what they do is they flip the image upside down. So in fact, this shutter for the high beam should be down. And so I centered it up here. I took some measurements. I know this ink looks sloppy, but what I did was I scored the inside of this bracket for the shutter opening and marked it off. So now I know what I need to cut out, what I need to trim out of this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. It's crazy. Alright. Shit. Is this backwards? Oh, don't tell me I screwed that up. Oh no, I did it backwards. Oh no, it's not backwards. I got this upside down. And it goes like this. Oh shit.
Very close to the first down. Second year back out of Cal. That's a loss of yardage. This is great defense by Cincinnati. They show a double A gap blitz, and then they stem out of the blitz. And then Peyton Manning has to run the play against the run.
Alright, so this little corner right here is hitting this notch on the inside of here. Alright, so I'm going to take off this little bit of this corner right here. Just trying to take off a little bit of this corner. It is.
RGB
Draft choice, the ex-Carolina Tar Heels.
Alright, so because this metal is thin, and because I probably should use a thicker piece, I've got to basically take up a little thickness, take up a little bit of this gap that I have between this mounting surface here and you know, I could either shim this piece in here so this piece so it sits up higher, or I can shim it on the top side and push it down. I'm going to go ahead and try and use these stainless steel clips that actually came with the headlight. They held the lens on, well, they're supposed to, but they just fell off. But they actually have enough spring tension. Trim them and drill a hole through them, and use this to keep spring tension to hold the this bracket firmly against that mounting point. Oops, sure.
What do they say about the 61235 running? Who was inactive last week because of a toe injury. Folks were disappointed. They thought he was going to try to push through the injury, and right before kick he said, "I can't go." We'll get him back in the lineup here tonight.
Well, 7.4 yards of catch. He has not been the vertical threat that they had hoped he would be, but some of that is by design. 2nd and 6.
Shotgun to run. Good. So nice. Just jump touch to the right.
Okay, this is going to have to be stiffened.
Creative design and how Cincinnati blocks the backside. That time, Jermaine Gresham comes across the formation and cuts. Finest seasons, the 9th-year pro out of LSU.
Bernard the back on 2nd and 10. And Giovanni Bernard.
What do we do?
Okay, I've got this lined up here, this insert, and I'm looking at how the bulb is sitting in here, and it's not completely centered. It looks like to me that I need to lower the bracket, shift the light down a little bit that way, and at least do that, and then let me see what happens after that, because I've got this firmly pressed down, and to shift the light that way I have to open up these gaps on all 3 of the mounting points on this left hand side and this side, so I can shift it down, shift it this way, and that will give me, at least center this a little better. Hopefully I can get enough in there. I think just anything will help, because it's not totally, I don't think it's good enough, so let's fix it. Okay, I've been playing around with this one for a while, and I think I have, I had to open up some of the bracket, and I think it's good enough. I can get the light centered enough. I'm not sure, you know, that when I'm swiveling the light on the mounting bracket, I do hit on the inside edge of the little shroud of the bezel. So I'm not sure if I'll have enough turn here, rotation, without pulling the light back further so that I can turn more. I'm not sure if it's going to work well enough until I can put the whole light together and sit it on the car. And I want to do a test fitment with all this put together in the headlight, but without the clear lens on the headlight, so that I can go back in and reassemble it if I have to. I'm not going to close up these lights until I know that all this stuff is aligned properly. So what I'm going to do now is I want to transfer the adjustments I made on this right hand headlight to the left hand bracket, and cut it out and then assemble it up and be ready to put the other light together. Because this bracket here, I'm fairly confident again with all the dimensions and everything, but the little plastic tab that locks onto here in the headlight, I'm going to want to JB weld this one on here, because this material is too thin for that clip to actually lock on. So unless I put a washer in there, I could put some kind of washer in there, you know, to sturdy it up. The easiest thing for me to do is to JB weld it. So I'm going to JB weld it, but I don't want to JB weld this until after I've taken this back apart and transferred this image to this other plate. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Is
Okay.